Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing a video teaching you how to get this clean, polished, flawless makeup look. So elevated and expensive. So I hope you enjoy this look. And another note, this is all using products that I've packed on my trip to Australia. So I've got a very small kind of like bag, very small bag. This is a lot, I know, for everyday person, but the products that I'm using are products that I really love lately because I packed them to come to Australia with. As you can see, everything looks great in my opinion, so if you want to see how I did it and what I used, keep watching. Start out with a primer, and I've been loving the Forever Skin Veil from Dior. Gives correction, protection and illumination with some sunscreen. Then onto foundation, and this is the Clinique one. The Even Better Glow Light Reflecting Makeup, so it's that really glowy look and I really love this one. Use the shade CN40. So I'm just rubbing that in with a foundation brush, kind of getting it all over down the neck. We look like a mannequin right now, but we're gonna fix it. And then wait till it's semi-set, then use a setting mist and a sponge. The sponge is already a little bit damp, but I'm gonna drench it with the setting mist. So the foundation's on pretty thick right now. Then I'm gonna dab the foundation into my face using the sponge and setting spray. So we're essentially pressing in the mist on top and working it into the upper layers of that foundation. I also find that this hack helps prevent wasting foundation because if I blend it out with the sponge, it's more likely to be soaked up into the sponge. So if you're just kind of patting it out when it's already been spread, you know, I know that it's just kind of working it in the perfect amount without wasting too much product. And you can still get that full, flawless finish. Okay, so that is on. Let's go into eyebrows. A tinted brow gel, so just one step for eyebrows. I'm not gonna pencil in because I don't want the pencil on my skin. If you just put brow gel on, it's a much more natural finish, obviously, than if you were to draw on the skin. Naturally, we don't have our eyebrows on our skin, they're coming out of our skin. So the way that this works is it just coats the brow hairs rather than coating the skin. And to really make the brow hairs themselves thicker, I go backwards and forwards. Backwards, forwards. Once I've done that a few times, I'll then use the brush to manipulate where they're sitting. Take a concealer. This is the Secret Camouflage. They have a correcting side and a brightening side. I'll take the brightening side. It's just that it has a little bit of like shimmery stuff in it, and just go right up under the brow, a little bit here in the inner corner here. Then with a concealer brush, just making sure that it looks nice and sharp there, patting that in nicely, and also coming from the top. To make it more natural on the inner part, because you don't want it to be too harsh in there, I usually take my sponge on my brush and just make sure that it kind of fades. Then a little bit of black pencil, just right on the lash line, just thickening up and darkening the roots of my lashes. Then if anything, just a tiny little lift at the end like that. And this one's the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. Then a little bit of mascara, focusing on the roots of the lashes and winging it out. Then with a clean spoolie coming from above, just to help separate and spread out the mascara a little bit without putting too much on. It's important to go back in with your concealer in case you got any mascara anywhere, because for it to be a clean look, everything needs to be in its place. Now with a skin tone powder, I'm going to put that over my eyelids too, so that there's no creasing or anything like that, because there was a little bit of concealer and foundation there. Now with another lighter powder, I'm gonna put that under my eyes, just patting first, not dragging, because if the foundation is tacky, you know, when you're first putting it on, I just like to pat and then swipe once the powder is on, because then there won't be any dragging or like messing it up. More powder in the high points of the face, so like here, here, chin, and then with whatever's left on your brush, you can soften it out all over. Once you've done powder, it's important to go back with your brow gel just to check that everything's in the right spot, because it kind of moved the hairs a little bit. Then with a highlighter, I'm gonna put that on the inner corner of my eye. Now just a little bit of bronzer on the perimeters of the face, just kind of in that C shape, so that I'm not all one tone. Even that foundation is quite lightweight, just want to add a little bit of dimension. Just a small amount of blush, and I'm choosing like a bright pink, maybe mixing some with the powder, just so that it's really natural. And I'm gonna smile, find the top part of the apples of my cheeks, and then sweep it up right there. Not like swirling it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Now that the skin is all done, before I'm onto lips, I'm just gonna put a very small amount of mascara onto the lower lashes. Now I'm just taking my sponge, it's sort of dried a little bit, but I'm gonna pat that over to make sure everything is blended. Make sure you're sharpening your pencils so that you've got a really nice point to work with. I don't want any like hazy lines or anything in this, so make sure your line is really nice and sharp. It's much more clean and polished. Then one of my favorite lip glosses, Lip Maximizer Collagen Active from Dior. And the original one is like a baby pink color, and this one's more nude, but really they're pretty much sheer anyways. Now, when it comes to my hair, get a hair mascara. This one is the Hair and Brow Pomade Clear Coat from e.l.f. and Jen Atkin. And make sure that's really slick and stays behind my ear. Because I have a big forehead, I also really like to kind of bring it down a little bit. No! Now very last, I think, now that I'm looking at myself in the mirror here, I want to take my concealer, the Camouflage one. Just pop that here. I think it's because my baby's still not sleeping overnight, but I just find that I have those bags there that I want to conceal. And maybe just using my little finger here, I'll work that in. And that finishes my clean, flawless look. And up close, the skin is just so polished and perfect. The way the light reflects off my skin is so ethereal, but it still looks and feels real, you know? So I really love this technique. It stays for a really nice long time, makes your skin look so fresh and plump, and it stays great. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later. Bye.